old equipment, starting with our first discovery shaft here, coming here. You stand up on the right and look across, get your cameras ready. Remember, they dig in the wintertime because they save money on timber and shoring by using the strength of the permafrost ground. Same, we got a stockpile of material, runner board for the wheelbarrow. Fire tent to keep warm, and that platform with the bucket is actual the workstation. We need that platform for leverage when they bring the bucket up. Put it down easy. Stockpile it, covered up, and then wash that big pile 10, 12 hours a day. All right, sunglasses off, put them on your forehead. It'll be dark inside and comfortable. We're going to switch to the right, let the little ones move over. We're going to meet Tim down here. See how nice and comfortable this is? We're going to ease all the way up to a full stop, and our T-train will be here for about 4 minutes visiting with Tim. He'll be on the right. All these segments are segments of strata, thousands of years old, and here's some bones right there from a 3-ton horse. You guys probably ran across a bunch of old bones here, but okay, you can look on the right.
Well, I'm here to share with you a little bit about how they did tunnel and drift mining back in the old days. As you probably heard mentioned by now, the miners around here spent their winters digging. They begin by digging shafts straight down until they hit bedrock. As you can well imagine, it was a great deal of exhausting work for them to get down here. So before they'd ever begin digging, they'd look for some form of sign or guarantee from Mother Nature to help indicate where the gold was and make all this work worth their while. In particular, they looked for other mineral deposits, like what you see up there. Now this is a zinc deposit. There's some other minerals in there as well. None of it here is quite the quantity or quality to be worth mining, but certainly enough to help indicate that that gold is likely to be nearby, as gold is commonly associated with these other minerals. So when those miners will spot veins like this on the surface, they follow them. Dig down here to the bedrock and branch out in several directions along this floor in search of that great vein. Right over here is an ore car that we've restored. And this is just like what they would use to haul the material to the bottom of the shaft. It's full of stones like what you're going to see quite a lot around here. At first glance, a lot of these stones are pretty plain looking. If you take some of them though, dust them off, look a little closer, you can see they shimmer somewhat. Can you see that sparkle there? Check that out. Now there's several different names for this material. One of them is mica. You're going to hear that name used quite a lot, especially when you do your gold panning later on, because mica is going to appear in abundance in your gold pan, and it's going to shine and glitter like this, particularly when it's wet and clean. Now, I believe you should be able to get a pretty good close-up view of it on the TV screens right about now. Now, don't let it fool you though into thinking that it's gold, because it isn't. Everyone asks us every single day if this is gold or not. It's mica. Keep an eye out for this silvery looking stuff here. It's everywhere. All right. Immediately behind the ore cart, next to me, you should be able to see a big pile of bones. Now, these are the skeletal remains of animals that existed 10 to 30,000 years ago during the Pleistocene era, but have long since been buried and frozen and preserved by the permafrost. The placer and drift miners encounter bones like these all the time. We happen to have found a small tusk fragment, some ivory from a woolly mammoth. It's quite a prize for us. We've got more bones like this for you to look at up at the main camp in our gallery, if you're into this kind of thing. For now, though, we're going to roll you out of the tunnel so we can show you some of the above-ground operations and how those miners would spend their summers. Now, it's important to note that big cavernous tunnels like this one were only carved out when they'd come upon a huge gold deposit. This tunnel here represents a pretty large drift mining operation. Typically, these permafrost tunnels, they'd be just barely wide enough for 2 men to pass each other with their wheelbarrows, not even usually high enough to fully stand up. Nonetheless, there were a lot of big and busy mining operations going on around here those days.
You bet, Tim. Thank you very, very much for your time here for our D-training this afternoon. Thanks, folks.
A single Alaskan bachelor miner, a lone man seeking his fortune on the last frontier. Here I'm referring to the quintessential Alaskan sourdough miner, and here we present you one such typical homestead. The sourdough miner would seek out a creek that had 2 important criteria. The first was an abundance of timber nearby. The second was at least a suggestion of there being gold in the creek. Of course, the timber was necessary to help build and to heat their homes, which were often built directly into a south-facing hillside for better warmth and insulation. The water was, of course, necessary for drinking and cleaning, and as a means to pay for the gold. It was efficient for them to construct a portable sluice box like this, with which they would work these creeks prospecting for gold. And sometimes they'd get quite lucky. They'd hit the jackpot and strike it rich. Usually, however, they would lose their shirts. Hence emerged the reference to the Alaskan sourdough miner as being sour in Alaska with no dough to get out. It was often much more lucrative for those independent miners to instead spend their winter time fur trapping and trading, and offer their summertime services to the larger mining operations, like what we'll show you next.
You bet, Tim. Thanks again. Folks, go ahead and finish up your picture, then have a seat, please. We're going to continue on, make a turn.
It would only dig in the winter time for safety purposes. We're talking about dealing with frozen permafrost here. It's allowed to warm up and thaw out, and essentially just turns into a bunch of mud. You got a great risk of cave heads that way. When the summer times would come, they'd seal these shafts off to keep it nice and cool down there. They'd proceed to wash through all the material that they'd excavated throughout the winter. This area here is called the wash zone. At the bottom of these shafts, they have a loaded ore car, like the one I showed you in the tunnel. Lowering one of these iron buckets up down the shaft, they unload the ore cars into the bucket, hoist them back up, run them along here up to that pole, called the gin pole. There's the buckets with catch, swivels, dump the load, and then let them come coasting back down into to bang into these logs here. You reset for the next load. Comes out, something like that. All winter long. Therefore, those piles would get really big. So they would erect new gin holes and start new piles as they needed to for more room. By the end of the winter, there were piles of gold ore everywhere. As that warm summer weather arrived, they would thaw each one of those piles back out again so they could wash all the gold from them, which required a great deal of high-pressure water, supplied by trenches dug along these high ridges over here, just as far as you can see through these valleyways, serving the channels to collect millions of gallons of water downhill, gravity feeding that water through their hydraulic water cannons. So there would then be an incredible amount of pressure built up behind those cannons, such that they would just blast their way through those piles and wash and funnel all the golden material through their sluice boxes they had set up nearby. Now behind me over there is the boiler. This is fueled by wood and produces all the steam. Steam was sent out along these black lines here. Initially, they would first send that steam down the broken tunnel to help thaw them out throughout the winter. They would then send that steam to those piles to help thaw them out again throughout the summertime. And all the while they powered their steam engines with it, like Gordon Roy's been operating over there for. Those were called the steam donkeys. And all such today of that era, there's a few remnants of equipment like this and same memory. But of course, the spirit of old beaver lives on in modern form. And that's what we're going to show you now.
Thank you very, very much, Scott. Folks, finish up your picture, please. Have a seat. This is our last stop of our history part. Now headed up to the main camp. We'll show you how it's done modern day stuff. How about a big wave bye-bye to these guys? Come on. You'll get to see them all up top as well. I'd like to point out one more piece of equipment as we go by. It's right on.
All right, the crew's going to give you a hand with the doors on the train. Before you come off, just make sure that you have everything with you, and then follow